Good morning, Britain. Talking tough, the government threatens to jail rogue immigration lawyers. 15 asylum seekers have spent their first night on board the Bibi Stockholm barge, but around 20 who refuse to get on have been told they risk losing any government support.
The gloves are off here in Portland as the migrants are reportedly told by the Home Office that they have no choice but to accept the accommodation on the Bibi Stockholm, which is docked just behind me, or risk having their publicly funded hotel rooms withdrawn.
And it's not just migrants in the government sights. The Home Secretary targeting what she describes as crooked immigration lawyers, warning them they'll get life in jail if they fabricate asylum claims.
Thousands of mourners are expected to travel to the coast of County Wicklow in Ireland this morning to pay a final farewell to Sinead O'Connor, who died last month.
In Scotland, the wait is almost over for tens of thousands of students about to receive their exam results.
Well, the last couple of years have been pretty tricky for pupils. They have had a lot to deal with, and this year again we expect the grading to reflect some of the challenges that these guys have had to face.
And with new research showing 1 in 6 GPs are defying NHS guidance and refusing to offer face-to-face appointments, is it time to scrap virtual consultations? Let us know if you think patients should be able to insist on their right to see a doctor in person.
Sunshine for some, showers for others. The details coming up, all that and more on Good Morning Britain.
Tuesday, 8th of August, 2023. Live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Ranvir Singh and Ed Balls.
A very good morning to you. We do also, of course, have Nithya Rajan in Australia and Brisbane today. Oh my goodness,
We're
me,
through.
the Lionesses. We are through on penalties.
I've got to say, I wasn't sure.
What drama.
I was not sure.
Oh my goodness, what drama. And, it tells you something. And we were talking about the way the Lionesses are being received and, this World Cup in general. And I think that there are small indicators. For the weather where you are in detail, go to itv.com/weather. Yeah. We're still talking about Lauren James, aren't we? We're split over it here. We're talking more about that later, but still to come on Good Morning Britain, failed by the government. The Foreign Office has been told to apologise to this academic, Matthew Hedges, after he was wrongly imprisoned in the United Arab Emirates on spying charges. Matthew says he was tortured and felt completely abandoned. He joins us with his reaction after 7 o'clock.
First of all, 6:25, we can get the news, travel and the weather wherever you are. See you in a moment.
Good morning, everybody. It's Daniel Henry with the Good Morning Britain headlines here in London. A year after a gas explosion destroyed homes and killed a 4-year-old girl in Thornton Heath, families are still looking for permanent accommodation. That's the latest in London so far this morning. We'll see you after 7. Back now to Ranvir and Ed.
Development of women's football.
Can't stop talking about whether we think Lauren James will...
Lauren James scored brilliant goals in the last game, and we need her in the next game, and she's not going to be there because she got sent off for stamping. What was she doing?
I think that she will have learned a lesson, and a one-match ban is enough, but you think differently.
I think she's going to come back as a hero because I think she's going to...
But you think she will get her 3-match ban and miss the final of England event?
It was violent conduct.
Yes, well, OK, let us know your thoughts if you watched it yesterday. Oh, dear. Still to come, is it time to scrap virtual GP appointments? They became the norm during the pandemic, but a recent survey revealed that 1 in 6 GPs are unable to offer patients face-to-face consultations. Give us your experiences this morning. Is flexibility good for you, or do you worry you won't get a proper diagnosis if it's not face-to-face? Debating that later.
Plus, as 20 migrants refuse to board the Bibi Stockholm barge, they now face losing their government-funded support as a result. The government has also issued fresh warnings to migrants and their lawyers. They've got to comply. Discussing that with Ed Vasey and Kevin Maguire next. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV1. See you in a moment.
6:32. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the front pages. The Daily Mail leads with comments from the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, saying that she will unveil an anti-corruption task force to crack down on what the paper describes as crooked immigration lawyers.
The Guardian's main story reports on a scientific study which suggests that air pollution is linked to the global rise in antibiotic resistance.
Okay.
Have a look at the Ed Vasey TikTok account is available to all viewers.
Okay, 6:56. Thanks to Kevin and Ed. Now, still to come, their on-off relationship had viewers hooked in the courtroom drama Judge John Deed. Later, actors Martin Shaw and Jenny Seagrave tell us why they are rekindling their partnership and their verdict on a possible reboot of the hit show.
First of all, competition time, £80,000 and a Mercedes to be won. Lines closed this week, and he's got all the details.
Morning, this is a competition that could have you celebrating just like our past ITV winners. We've £80,000 in tax-free cash up for grabs. The choice of how you spend it is all yours. And not only that, we're also throwing in this brand new Mercedes GLA worth over £44,000. For another chance to win the cash and the car, text WIN to 65557. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message, or go to the website. Entries cost £2. You can call 09068 78 557. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge, or post your name and phone number to BK28, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 2 p.m. on Friday the 11th of August. You've got to be in it to win it. Good luck.
The temperature's rising. Box Solar, proud sponsors of weather on Good Morning Britain.
Hello there, very good morning to you. As I've been saying, it's the sort of weather that could be better, could be an awful lot worse at the same time. Now, as we speak, southern areas are bearing the brunt of any showers, but high pressure starts to build over the next few days before it all comes crashing down just in time for the coming weekend with some rather sharp showers in the forecast. But on the whole, we do have some decent weather to get through over the next few days. And as far as the decent weather today is concerned, the best of that is going to be across parts of Scotland and northern England. A slightly different picture down towards the south, where already across parts of Ireland, western parts of Wales, we've got a few showers cropping up. Some of these could be on the sharp side. Temperatures, quite a variation, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday in the far north, but elsewhere highs of 18 or 19, a little bit disappointing for the time of year. The heaviest of those showers then will tend to disappear as we head through this evening and into the overnight period. And under clear skies, particularly that little bit further north, temperatures will drop away, dropping to around single figures in more sheltered rural spots. So that's how things are looking over the next 24 hours or so. But as far as the next few days are concerned, let's take a little look at the general setup. Something of a north-south divide developing, I think it is safe to say. And if we start off in the north, temperatures are going to be the real talking point, because at the moment we're limping in below average. But over the next few days, peaking on Wednesday, we could hit the dizzying heights of 24 degrees Celsius. But I did say it will come crashing down, because if we take a look at the rainfall as we head through into the coming weekend, there is going to be an awful lot of that in the forecast. So that's how things look set in the north. Let's take our attentions now towards the south. A little bit better here, a little bit drier, a little bit brighter, and as we get to the middle of the week, a little bit warmer too. 27 Celsius, that's just knocking on the door of 80 in Fahrenheit, several degrees above the average for the time of year. But as I've been saying, make the most of it. It's really for 1 or 2 days only, because again, by the time we get into the coming weekend, it turns wet and windy and basically a case of business as usual. For the weather where you are in detail, go to itv.com/weather.
Tuesday, 8th of August, 2023. Live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Ranvir Singh and Ed Balls.
Good morning to you. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome to the programme. Our main news, a warning to migrants and their lawyers. The Home Office has reportedly told asylum seekers that if they refuse to move onto the barge, the Bibi Stockholm, then they could lose all of their support, including accommodation.
At the same time, the government's warned immigration solicitors that they will face life in jail if they help migrants to fabricate fraudulent asylum claims. A new task force is being set up to identify suspicious applications. Our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford, is at the Home Office. Greg Mackenzie's at Portland Port, where the Bibi Stockholm is moored. First, Richard, the government's been talking tough on illegal migration for years. Is this now a change of approach or more of the same? Strong views on both sides of the argument. We're going to be debating that in an hour.
We certainly are, and still ahead on Good Morning Britain. In other items we have, She Brought Us, award-winning crime series Prime Suspect. Author Linda LaPlante preparing to say goodbye to Helen Mirren's iconic character. No. She joins us live after 8 o'clock. Oh my God, I love that Prime
Will
Suspect.
Helen Mirren, though, play Jane Tennyson in the final televised novels? Let's hope so. In the meantime, while we ponder that exciting prospect, we'll get the news, travel and weather wherever you are. See you in a moment.
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Henry with the Good Morning Britain headlines in London. A year after a gas explosion destroyed homes and killed a 4-year-old girl in Thornton Heath, families are still looking for permanent accommodation. Anyway, that's it from us today in London. Back now to Ranvir and Ed.
Welcome back. Still to come, failed by the British government. Matthew Hedges, he was a PhD student at the time, spent 6 months locked up in a prison in the United Arab Emirates after being accused of spying. Now, 5 years after his release, the Foreign Office have been told to apologise to him after failing to spot signs of alleged torture.
We'll hear Matthew and his wife Daniela's reaction when they join us next, 7:18. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV1. See you in a moment. The Foreign Office has been told by the parliamentary watchdog to formally apologise to a British academic who was sentenced to life in prison in the United Arab Emirates after being accused of spying.
Matthew Hedges says the ruling marks the first step in enabling him to truly heal after 5 years of campaigning. Matthew and his wife Daniela are here in the studio with us. But first, just to remind you of the story, here's Will Godley with the report. Still to come, all rise please. The stars and on-screen lovers in the hit courtroom drama Judge John Deed. Martin Shaw and Jenny Seagrave tell us why they think the show is now too dangerous to ever make a comeback. Plus how woke culture means acting isn't just as fun as it used to be. Speaking to them in a few minutes.
You watch Good Morning Britain on ITV1. See you soon.
Now, the stars of Judge John Deed, Martin Shaw and Jenny Seagrave are back together. We'll find out more in a moment. But first, it's competition time. There's £80,000 and a car to be won. Here's Andy.
Morning. Now, did you know that over the past year, ITV's given away over £7 million in cash and 15 cars to our lucky winners all across the country? And here's how they got the news.
Oh, I can't believe it! I'm literally shaking. £75,000. Are you joking?
Now it's your chance to get a call just like that with an incredible £80,000 to be won. The best part is, it's totally tax-free. And that's not all. We're also throwing in this brand new Mercedes GLA plug-in hybrid, which I can tell you is worth over £44,000. Plus, it comes with luxury extras, including leather seats and alloy wheels. This is one competition you don't want to miss out on. For another chance to win the cash and a car, text WIN to 65557. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Or go to the website. Entries cost £2. You can call 09068 785557. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to BK28, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 2 p.m. on Friday the 11th of August. You've got to be in it to win it. Good luck.
It's been 16 years since Martin Shaw and Jenny Seagrave starred as on-off lovers John Deed and Joe Mills in the hit courtroom drama Judge John Deed.
Well, they've reunited once more for a new stage show called Alone Together, which opened last night at Windsor's Theatre Royal. We will talk to Martin and Jenny shortly, but here's a reminder, if you needed it, of their sizzling on
You can feel the sizzle in the room now. You sizzle.
Yeah.
but there's still going to be plenty of fun. Alone Together, Theatre Royal Windsor, next 2 weeks. Thank you to Martin Short and Jenny Seagrove. Good luck, break a leg.
Thank you.
Enjoy the next couple of weeks. And, you know, who knows? Judge John Dee, the reprieve. Who knows? Still to come, fed up of not being able to get a face-to-face GP appointment. We're going to be debating that next to discuss whether we should stop offering virtual appointments altogether. Let us know what you think. Plus, Justice Secretary Alex Chalk is going to be talking about the government's crackdown on what he's calling crooked illegal migrant lawyers. We're going to ask him about that next. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV1.
A bright outlook. Box Solar, proud sponsors of weather on Good Morning Britain.
Hello there and welcome back to Good Morning Britain. The weather's shaping up pretty nicely for you out there today. Bit of a north-south split. Basically, the further north you go, this is where you'll see the best of the blue sky and the sunshine. Maybe just a little bit breezy through parts of northern Scotland. Maybe a few showers here, but elsewhere, some decent spells of sunshine with temperatures topping out at around 17 or 18 Celsius, all very average. A slightly greyer, murkier picture down towards the south of the UK with a few sharp showers, with temperatures still holding up at around 18 degrees. For the weather where you are in detail, go to itv.com/weather.
This morning, the government's announced a crackdown on what they're calling crooked lawyers who reportedly coach illegal migrants to lie when making claims to enable them to remain in the UK.
Well, Justice Secretary Alex Chalk joins us now live from Westminster. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. The headline on this appears to be that any lawyer who is found to be coaching or indeed submitting fraudulent asylum claims could face life imprisonment.
Thank you very much.
It is 8 o'clock exactly. Let's get to our main news this morning, and it is exactly what we started that conversation with Alex Chalk about. A warning to migrants and their lawyers that the Home Office has reportedly told asylum seekers that if they refuse to move onto the barge, the Bibby Stockholm, then they could lose all of their support, including alternative accommodation.
At the same time, as we just heard, the government's warning immigration solicitors that they will face life in jail, potentially, if they help migrants to fabricate fraudulent asylum claims. A new task force is being set up to identify suspicious applications. Our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford, is at the Home Office. The government's been talking tough on illegal immigration for a long time, Richard, but is talking about life sentences for lawyers, is this a change in tone?
Now, still to come, of course, it's a shorter show this morning because of the football, but we have, of course, got time to speak to the writer who brought us the award-winning crime series Prime Suspect. Author and the queen of crime, Linda LaPlante, tells us if she thinks Helen Mirren could return to her role.
Plus also why she's been visiting a medium to inspire her writing. Find out all about that after the break. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV1. See you soon.
Well, she's nicknamed the Queen of Crime. Writer Linda LaPlante changed the face of police TV drama in the 1990s by bringing us the award-winning series Prime Suspect. We're still talking to Linda.
Come on, Jamaica. I think I'm cheering for Jamaica.
You can do. Good Morning Britain is back tomorrow from 6. Now it's time to hand over to ITV Sport for coverage of the Women's World Cup as Colombia take on
Jamaica. Come on, Jamaica, because we can beat them.
Feel it all at